Kevin Kennedy, Dwayne Stats with you from the Trop tonight, opening this series and the home stand. And I'll tell you, partner, it's nice to be back with you. We anticipated that you would be back here, but we didn't quite anticipate how harrowing your trip from the West Coast might be. And I should say harrowing and heroic at the same time, buddy. It's so great to have you safe and sound right here next to us.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Matt getting ahead there with a good fastball. It was a flight last night that I took, a red eye from LA that I take frequently back to Tampa, that had a major miscue going on there about an hour and 15 minutes into the flight, and that was pretty scary. But everybody got involved in that on the flight, did a great job. There were 8 guys that got involved in helping subdue somebody.
And there's a little looper into left. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Lewis is on to start the second inning. Well, you thought, as you had every right to think, that you would take the red eye from the West Coast back here and maybe catch a nap or two on the way back. And in fact, as this developed, tell us the story. As it developed, most of everyone was asleep at the time.
It's now a story nationally. I know they weren't doing much on it earlier because details weren't coming in, but for those of us on the plane, and I was in first class sitting in 2C, which is the aisle seat, and about an hour and 15 minutes into the flight, the guy sitting behind me, as all of us were asleep, got up and created some disturbance, went into the bathroom and apparently tore that up. We didn't know that at the time, trying to get apparently into the cockpit of the plane. And then as all of us in first were waking up, people behind in the back of the plane I don't think knew a whole lot what was going on at the time. But long story short, this guy made a bomb threat, a major bomb threat, so he's going to blow the plane up.
It's been popped up by Hill, and Pena's after it.
And it was serious. It wasn't just somebody being, obviously there was, anybody saying he's going to blow a plane up has got to be crazy, but it wasn't a joke. It wasn't that this guy was just unruly and being nasty to the flight attendants or anything like that. This guy was serious. He was talking about Satan and things like that, and he said, I'm going to blow you guys up and I'm going to take everybody with me. And he'd already tried to get into the cockpit. I saw him trying to do that. That's when I unbuckled, got up out of my seat in 2C. Guys behind me and even some guys not in first were coming our way, and there were 8 of us in all that took this guy down. And he tried to open up the door too of the plane, and that's what really finished it off for us. And I should say this, and will say this, my partner sitting next to me, we'd actually talked about this as before the plane took off, about being aware and how much aware. So we had a good conversation. So we were thinking about this later as we finally landed in Tampa late this morning. But everybody, the 8 guys involved, I consider them, those are life friends. I think any American, anybody out there actually in the same situation would have done the same.